Welcome to the third and final episode of Padhai Ki Charcha. I'm Daksh Sethi, and this series is part of the Learning Curve, an Intel initiative supported by the Times of India. Through these conversations, we've been exploring how technology, especially AI-enabled PCs, can empower students, support teachers, and reassure parents. In our first episode, Pranav Kothari shared how technology is redefining the role of teachers. In the second, Akash Sethi spoke about self-learning and future-ready skills. Today, we close this series with a story that blends empathy with innovation. My guest is just 18 years old, yet she's already making waves in AI and mental health innovation. She is the creator of Phoenix Mind, an AI-powered app designed to help adolescents maintain psychological well-being. Her work has earned her the title of Young Scientist of India and made her a role model for young innovators across the country. Please welcome Harshita Prasad.
Thank you so much, Daksh, and the Times Group for having me here.
Harshita, most teenagers are figuring out school life, but you've already created an AI solution for one of the most pressing issues, mental health in adolescents. Can you take us back to what sparked this idea and how your journey as a young scientist began?
Yes, sure. So, my journey really began back in 2020 during the pandemic. I was 15, and like so many teenagers, I was caught in this strange paradox. I was more digitally connected than ever, yet I felt incredibly disconnected emotionally. School, friends, everything was through a screen. I had my family, of course, but I missed the sense of community with my peers. And it had got me thinking, if I'm feeling this way, how many others are out there feeling the same or even worse? This wasn't just about loneliness. I saw my friends getting drawn deeper into tech for instant gratification, endlessly scrolling just to feel something. It felt like the technology that was supposed to connect us was also isolating us at the same time. At the time, my curiosity about the world beyond books was pulling me towards AI and machine learning. My parents were incredibly supportive and encouraged me to explore this. So, my PC became my gateway. It was my personal lab where I spent hours on online boot camps learning AI ML, learning to code and understand how AI could solve real world problems. And that's when the two parts of my world clicked together. On one side, I had this growing concern for my generation's mental health on one side, and on the other, I was learning about this powerful tool, AI. The question became obvious then, what if I could use this same technology not for distraction but for connection? What if I could build something that used AI for empathy? And that is what led me to develop the concept of Phoenix Mind and enter the Young Scientist India competition. That competition was a huge turning point. It wasn't just about the award, it was the first time that my idea had been validated by experts. It showed me that even a 15-year-old's idea could be taken seriously, and that experience solidified my entire path.
Harshita, truly an inspiring story. And your app, Phoenix Mind, uses AI to provide early intervention for adolescents struggling with mental health. For many parents out there, AI feels like an unknown, something they're not sure they can trust, especially when it comes to their child's emotional well being. How does Phoenix Mind work? And how do you ensure it stays safe, supportive, and stigma free?
That's a fantastic question, and it gets to the heart of building responsible AI, especially for something as sensitive as mental health. Um, Parents are right to be cautious, and I designed Phoenix Mind with that trust as my number one priority, that trust between parents and AI. The core idea is simple. I call it a digital best friend. Many teens struggle because they feel they have no one to confide in without being judged. So, the app provides that safe space, that private space. When a user opens Phoenix Mind, they are greeted by a friendly avatar in a video call style environment. They can just talk to their buddy about their day, whatever is on their mind, just like a best friend. Here's where the AI comes in, but in a very non invasive way. As the user speaks, the AI gently observes patterns in their facial expressions and the tone of their voice and the words they use, much like a real friend would notice if you seem down. It's not scanning their phone or private messages. It's only analyzing the interaction they willingly have with the app. If it senses recurring patterns of sadness, anxiety, or stress, it doesn't try to be a therapist. Instead, it offers supportive solutions. It might suggest a guided breathing exercise, a fun game to lift their mood, or it might share a helpful article, all within the app. And this leads to the most crucial point. The role of AI here is to provide early support, not to replace human care.
Right.
I think of Phoenix Mind as a friendly check in tool, an emotional smoke detector. It's there to catch the small signals before they become big problems. It's a bridge, not the destination. From a safety perspective, privacy is paramount. All analysis is designed to be secure, and the AI models I used for the prototype were based on established and controlled systems for sentiment analysis. They weren't like the unpredictable generative AI that can sometimes give strange answers. And this ensures that the app's responses are always safe, constructive, and rooted positive wellness principles. And most importantly, if the app detects a severe or persistent issue, its primary goal is to be a responsible friend and gently encourage the user to talk to a trusted adult, a parent, a counselor, a teacher. The ultimate aim is to open the door to the real world conversation and support, making technology a true ally for both the child and the parent.
Well, definitely some thoughtful use of technology there. Archita, let's talk about some numbers. Our campaign survey showed that 57% of parents are concerned tech might distract or even inhibit thinking. Yet, your journey is a perfect example of AI being a tool for creativity and empathy. How did technology and particularly AI enabled PCs help you bring your idea to life?
That's a very real concern, Laksh, and I completely understand why parents feel that way. Technology can definitely be a distraction. But my journey showed me that it can also be the most incredible tool for creation, especially when you have a problem you're passionate about solving. For me, my PC was never just a device for schoolwork or entertainment, it was my gateway to a bigger world. When I first had the idea of Phoenix Mind, I didn't have access to a sophisticated lab or university mentors. All I had was my curiosity and my computer. First, it was my research library. I used it to dive deep into everything from adolescent psychology to the latest studies on AI and mental health. And somehow it allowed me to understand the scale of the problem I wanted to solve. Afterwards, it transformed into my personal lab. The core of my project was the proof of concept for facial sentiment recognition. I built that prototype right from my study table, writing and testing code in Python. An AI-enabled PC was crucial here because training and running even a small computer vision model requires a good amount of processing power. It was my companion through countless hours of coding, debugging, and finally that amazing moment when it correctly identified an emotion for the first time.
Right.
And finally, it was my creative studio. Beyond the code, I used my PC to design the app's high fidelity prototype, thinking about the user experience, the colors, how the virtual buddy would interact with the user. I even used it to write the very script for the competition that we're talking about today. So, my message to parents is this: I believe the conversation can shift from limiting screen time to guiding screen purpose. When a child has a spark of curiosity, a PC isn't a distraction, it's the toolkit they need to bring that idea to life. With the right encouragement, it stops being just a screen for consumption and becomes a powerful engine for creation and problem solving.
Very well said, Harshita. Moving to a rather serious question this time. Your story is not just about innovation, but also inspiration, especially for young girls looking at STEM and feeling it's not for them. What message do you have for students who want to explore technology but don't know where to start? And how can parents encourage this exploration while maintaining balance?
So, to any student, especially young girls who find STEM intimidating, my message is simple: start with curiosity, not expertise. You don't need all the answers to begin. My whole project started with one question: can tech help with loneliness? My first step wasn't a full app, it was a small Python script. That's the key. Take small, manageable steps, and the resources for this are incredibly accessible now. I personally used the Intel AI for Youth program, which was a game changer. It breaks down huge topics like AI and makes them understandable for anyone with a PC and a curious mind. And to the girls listening, your empathy and creativity are exactly what technology needs. Your voice is essential. For parents, the goal is to be a supporter of curiosity. You don't need to be a coding expert yourself. Instead, encourage their passion and help create balance by framing it as a project time instead of just screen time. When you celebrate the small wins with them, like a piece of code that finally works, that's the fuel for their journey. With that support, a PC becomes a powerful tool for creation and not just distraction.
Harshita, very well said, and I'm sure that our listeners are going to really take back a lot from that answer. Harshita, Intel's vision for the learning curve is to reimagine the PC as a safe, essential companion for learning in the AI age. As someone already innovating at such a young age, how do you see the role of AI in shaping not just education, but the way we care for each other in the future?
I completely agree with that vision of the PC as a learning companion. I see AI's role in education as being a co pilot for innovation. So, it would empower students like me to move beyond just learning from textbooks and start applying that knowledge to solve real world problems. My journey is an example, and my PC and the AI tools I learned gave me a direct path from researching a problem, like the rising rates of adolescent depression, to actually building a potential solution for it. And that directly answers the second part of your question, how AI will shape the way we care for each other. I believe its greatest potential is an ability to scale empathy. A single therapist can only help one person at a time, but a responsibly built AI, like the digital best friend concept in Phoenix Mind, can offer a listening, non judgmental ear to millions simultaneously. It can be that crucial first step, that it's okay to not be okay moment for someone who isn't ready to talk to a person yet. However, this is where responsible innovation becomes non negotiable. The technology must always be guided by human values. The goal should never be to replace human connection, but to augment it, to act as a bridge back to human support when it's needed the most. Looking ahead, my vision is to continue working at that intersection of technology and empathy. I truly believe that my generation, equipped with these powerful AI tools, has an incredible opportunity to solve some of our biggest challenges by leading with compassion first.
Harshita, your journey from a curious student to an AI innovator tackling mental health beautifully captures the heart of the learning curve. You remind us that when technology meets empathy, the possibilities are limitless. For parents and educators watching, remember that the right tools and the right mindset can empower the next generation to lead with purpose. Thank you, Harshita, for sharing your inspiring story with us. And to all our viewers, visit thelearningcurve.ai to explore more expert insights, stories, and resources to help your child thrive. This was the final episode of Padhai Ki Charcha. Stay curious, stay confident, and keep learning.